Fresh, cold, angry orchard. Something nice on a Saturday night. Don't you say? What is going on, everybody? Michael here, and first thing we got to address, haircut. Yep, haircut, guys. Long hair came. It was really, really good. I was really happy with it. But you know what? I suppose going back to short hair wouldn't kill anyone. So, welcome everyone. Welcome to tonight's very special Q&A edition of Technoid. Tonight's show I've been looking forward to all week. I have been really excited to do this. I see we got a lot of people in the stream, so we're going to start it right up. Now, the way this is going to work is I am going to allow you guys to ask me any questions you'd like to know. If you want to ask me about the channel, myself, anything you want to know about me on YouTube, anything outside of YouTube, you can ask me and I will answer all of your questions. Anything that you've been wanting to ask me, I am an open book tonight. And of course, we do have a guest on standby who also will have some questions. We'll bring him in just a second. But before we do, a couple of disclaimers. Number one, I urge you all to please share the link. We got to shout out some people just in a second, but please share this video out. We want a lot of people. I want a lot of questions. I really want to let you guys know the true me. I want you guys to get the best out of me. I want to allow you guys to interact with me. That's my goal by the end of this show. And I cannot wait to start interacting with the comments. But anyway, guys, before we start taking questions, let's start running down the live stream. First off, I just want to say, if you are looking for a next healthy alternative energy drink, please consider checking out Rogue Energy. It is the next best thing. It is all natural, sugar-free, only 5 calories or 0, and it is at a price that cannot be beat. Please use the link in the description, and you will save yourself an extra 10% off by using my promo code Technoid. You will help get some savings and a delicious energy drink at the finest. Number 2, everything here tonight is going to be, of course, open book. So any questions you want to know, any questions you have, I will happily answer them. And lastly, we got to bring in the man of the hour, the Sneed Mobile Tech SMT man himself. He is sitting on backstage with a brand new equipment that you guys will also help out. We will be judging his new equipment. Sneed, welcome in. Thank you for joining me on tonight's live Q&A.
Mike, you the best, bruh. Thanks for having me, man. It's good to be here.
Everybody,
be on Technoid, man.
Everybody, please make sure you comment down. Let us know if his microphone is good. It is a brand new equipment. We are doing a check, so we want to make sure it's good. On my end, you sound great, but let's hear from the live chat. Now, with that being said, the floor is open. Questions are open. Start writing your questions. Let me know, what do you want to know? Ask away. The floor is open. And I guess because we have you in the house, Sneed, before we start questions, I will do a quick shout out in the live stream. Blue-Eyed Tech is in the house. Kathy is in the house. My longtime subscriber, Godzilla Mania X, is in the house. Good to see you on tonight. Kimon is in the house. We got Kazi in the house with a Sonic the Hedgehog. It's awesome. Carlos is in the house. Thank you for the haircut compliment. I look like $1 million. They say I look like
Technoid. Johnny. I would advise you to add about 10 more moderators tonight.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so like I would recommend, like Kathy.
Don't worry, we're gonna add mods tonight. We're gonna have a lot.
Go ahead and add the mods, dog.
Yep, Kathy, you are being added. Hashtag form Voltron. Siova says it sounds terrible. I'll buy it off you for 150. Form Voltron. We got.
He knows how much I spent, bro. That's why.
Alpha is in the house. Alpha, good to have you on tonight, my brother. It is good to see so many people on tonight. I'm really, really happy we've got so many people here. Yeah. Let's see. Siova, you are. Kazi, I'm adding you as mod. We're going to have Voltron, whatever. But yeah, guys, now that we have users and everything, it is time to ask your questions. So with that said, the Q&A officially starts right now. So ask your questions away. Start writing them. So let's start it off. Let's get right to it. Sneed, since you're in here, you can start it up. You can ask some questions. Ask what you'd like to know.
Yeah, you might want to get rid of GGJR info. You might want to remove him from your mod list and get him off. Go ahead and ban him.
How come? Everything all right?
No.
Oh, well, okay then. I guess I will have to do that.
Yeah.
Very sorry, but if that's what the SMT says, that's where the SMT goes. Yeah. All right, so what are your questions? Go ahead.
So I got one for Technoid.
All right, go ahead.
A question I've been wanting to know for a long time is I know that Technoid is He's mastering something in school. He's going for his degree in something. Uh, I I don't think you ever disclosed it, or if you did, maybe I missed it. But what is your course of study?
Ooh, okay, we're gonna go a little private there. All right. Well, my major of study is business management.
Nice.
Following in the footsteps of my father, who was
Mhm.
also a businessman, entrepreneur. I'm minoring in economics because it ties in naturally with the management degree, so it will definitely be a nice segue. And originally, I was going to actually minor in computer technology. That was going to be my first major, but unfortunately, they kind of screwed me over in the administration's office. They didn't disclaim a couple of things when we were doing a few tweaks here and there. So unfortunately, I could not major in computer technology. But with that said, though, I do have the classes on record. So if I was to apply, they would see I have some computer certifications under my profile.
Nice.
And it's only in software and hardware, nothing in graphics or coding and things like that, which I should have really done. But I will not lie, I did take a little bit of coding classes, Java and Python. So those are like the two basics that I did.
Nice.
Everybody's complimenting me on my hair. He's going to be a model.
That's
All right,
right.
Los. Oh yeah, we're gonna make that money. We're gonna get that
That's
money.
right.
All right. So, what's your next question? Let's hear it.
I have another question. This one pertaining to the direction of the channel.
Okay.
So you do a tech show, and you have dabbled in mixed martial arts and the UFC. Have you ever considered doing a dedicated channel specifically for UFC coverage and analysis and commentary?
Yes, I have been considering it. The reason why I'm a little bit scared, the reason that I'm really a little nervous right now about trying to branch off is because I don't necessarily think I'm a good breakdown person. I mean, I know the sport, I do compete in it, but at times I do feel like I am in some ways, in my opinion, I feel like I'm more of a casual when I talk versus a more kind of expert style. When you see me talk tech, I know left and right. But with MMA, because I had just gotten into it, it's been a couple of years, I still need a little more experience. So I don't want to make a channel and push because then the next thing you know, people are going to say, you don't know what you're talking about. So it's better it's better to just study a little more, and then when you feel the time is right, then we'll see where we go from there. So a little more learning.
Yeah.
Thank you, Carlos, for sharing this out. Anybody in the live chat, if you have any questions, ask away. Sneed is starting it up, so I'm also wondering what you guys want to say. Ask me. Did you see the new channel reveal? I was going to release it on New Year's.
I know you
Um,
decided to go a little early.
the reason I decided to go a little early, Tex1 is in the house. Tex1 unboxings. What's up, brother? Good to have you in
What's up,
tonight.
Twan? What up?
But I was going to actually release a New Year's, but unfortunately, I got my hair cut early. I got it a little early, and I decided, you know what? They're gonna see my haircut style. They're gonna see stuff. So you know what? Let me just do it early. But there is still more things to be unveiled. There is, of course, we have more things coming. I will address that when we reach the new year. So that I will save for another time. I won't give it away, but I think you guys can draw some conclusions.
Yeah.
I know this is a Q&A, but I'm not hearing too many questions from the live stream. I want to hear some questions. Come on, people, type your questions away.
I wanted to actually ask you about some of your equipment. So I think I'm familiar with your video equipment. What are you doing for your lav mic? I think you have one, but what brand are you using?
To be honest with you, I'm going to be completely 100%. I use a third party. I don't have like a solid brand I go with. The only reason is not because of money, but because I wasn't sure if I was going to use it and feel dedicated. I wasn't sure like if I was willing to make the money investment, if it was a payoff, meaning like people were watching me and they were enjoying it and stuff. But I've seen an increase in my channel. I've seen an increase in people. So I think when next year rolls around, when we get to a point where we reach 5,000 subs, maybe more, I would definitely consider investing maybe hundreds. Because right now I invest only $100 in the channel, with the exception of the camera, and this is the camera I use. It's no secret, guys. I'm not an expert in video editing. I just do what I can, but I try to get good quality. It just so happened that this GoPro Hero 8 Black, they came out with the Hero 9, but I don't plan on upgrading it because it still films great at 4K 60 frames. So I feel like this is going to be good enough. It
Yeah.
has the input for the mic, so the only thing I would need to add on is a microphone. I would like to get a shotgun mic. I am getting tired of wearing lapels. I
Yeah, I
would
was
like
gonna
some.
say that, but the lapel actually, I mean, it performs pretty well.
Yeah,
I don't really see a problem with the lapel mic. I think it's pretty nice, but a shotgun's a pretty nice piece of equipment too.
I'm going to add on Rode. I'm gonna start using Rode. Or I'm gonna use that, and I think from that point forward, when I use Rode, I think I'm gonna use a lot. Carlos with the 9.99 super chat. Give me your address. I will send my wireless mic setup since it will benefit you more than me. Nah, Los, it's all right. That's your equipment. That's for you to use. Don't worry. I'll be getting mine soon. Once this pandemic stuff goes over and once I start
Well,
working back, because I
let me
won't lie
tell
to
you
you
something,
guys.
like, if he wants to donate, man, he's gonna force the issue.
All
When
right, I'll do.
When Carlos likes you, bro, he likes you, man. He's
I
gonna
will talk to
support
him
you.
then after the stream. Yeah, you know what it is? My job, we unfortunately had to close again because of COVID
Oh
19.
man.
But there is some good news. I did get another. I'm working as a assistant accountant. I am working with my father, his business. So I'm writing off the books, the checks, and things, running everything. So that's kind of my secondary. So it feels a little spoiledish, but if I can help him out because he's a lot older, and also I learned from this because this is what I study in, it
Mhm.
benefits both people.
Yeah.
Kimon has a question. What software do you use for editing? Um, I will be honest, I use iMovie because I feel like that's good enough. But I do have Final Cut Pro, which I am still learning to use. Once I feel I'm confident enough to make the transition over, I will use. I will definitely use iMovie. I'm sorry, Final Cut Pro. So yeah, I will use Final Cut Pro once I've learned the software and once I get it going. And yes, Los, I will then send you my address. If you've never used it, I will then ask for it. I feel terrible doing that, but I appreciate that. Tex One says, I use my phone to do YouTube and I need a Mac. Honestly, I would say if you're filming with your phone, you have a great piece of equipment. I don't know which phone you're using, but if you've seen what video cameras are able to do, all you have to do is just get some software that makes the camera spiffy, and that's really about it. You don't really even need a lot. I only bought this GoPro because I wanted to just upgrade for the show. But I have the iPhone 12 Pro Max, and this thing films in 4K, Dolby Vision, and it looks so professional. Because, fun fact, I'm going to actually show you guys something. We're going to go a little behind the scenes. Sneed, you're also going to want to see this. So we're going to go a little behind the scenes here. I'm actually, in the part of Q&A, since I am opening up to you guys, I'm going to let in a few secrets. So you do have an opportunity to ask me with the little nitty gritty. But here, let me pull up here the webpage. Real quick, if we take a look here, I'm going to show you this piece of footage right here. This is what I filmed on the iPhone 12 Pro Max. And the thing is that you can tell the difference if you turn the quality up. So YouTube actually allows you to play in 4K on a Mac now. So I don't know how that's going to load up. But real quick, I'm going to show you the shot one more time. And I want you guys to show you that this was in Dolby. See, I slowed it down just so you guys, and also it lags. But if you notice the details in here, that's from the iPhone. So I just wanted to show you guys you can do a lot, and it works. It really, really works. Sneed, I don't know what you use, but it's definitely good stuff. I know you film on your phone sometimes.
Yeah, I do. I actually create everything with the exception of the podcast. I do everything mobile. So I use Power Director Pro, and I don't know, it's got a lot of different features. It's got a lot of different things that you could do. It's pretty good with cutting. splitting, adding the music's pretty straightforward. Because my channel has always been a huge focus of mobility, I I thought it was important that I actually created content mobile, with the exception
Hmm.
of podcast where I use like a desktop laptop setup.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I could live stream that way, but it gets hard to manage the guests. So when
Yeah.
I guess I like to throw around the link and get people in the show. It's really hard to do because then I'm still going to need a desktop laptop anyways, maneuvering getting people in and out of there.
Yeah.
So
For
yeah, I do a
me,
lot with mobile. Yeah.
I don't know. For me, I feel like if you're going to invest in your channel, it's really, really beneficial that that you go like the good way, meaning like you invest the proper amount of money, and most of all, you really just you know how to use your equipment, because you could buy the cheapest kind of product, but if you're able to how would I say this? If you're able to master it, meaning you know the tricks and stuff, I think you would probably be a master at your own work. You don't have to buy expensive stuff too if you know how to
I
work it
got
right.
I have I have a $1,300 DSLR, like a dedicated camera. I just don't use it.
Yeah.
We use it for like photos and videos of Yasmin. My wife, when Yasmin was born, we purchased it on a Black Friday deal, and it's a Nikon. It's a nice piece of equipment. We only really used it for her for the first couple of years. The thing about cameras on personal use, it's the camera that's on you. So, which is always going to be your phone, right? So my wife is always with iPhones. I have iPhones and Androids. I just, like from the inception of my channel, I've just stuck with mobile. I think at some point, because I plan on doing a secondary channel that's non-tech related. Uh, I think at that point, I'm probably looking at using dedicated hardware and having multiple recording setups, similar to what I'm going to be transitioning. I feel like the ambiance, the setting also goes into creating the content. I'm going to start experimenting with some lighting and some decorum, but now I'm at that stage in that piece. So like maybe getting a different type of camera is probably on the horizon, right? Because I'm looking at this audio side now. I'm gonna probably start looking at the video side.
Yeah, that's kind of how it was for me, but I did the reverse. I focused on the video side, and now I'll be working on the audio side.
All right.
So I'll definitely be changing that. And oh man, what am I? I didn't want to. I really kind of hope that this didn't come up on the Q&A,
Oh, then
but
don't
I
respond, bro.
I
It's
feel
okay,
like I
Shadow.
should.
No.
You know what it is? Shadow is one of my close friends,
Oh,
and I'll do it for you. But I'm just gonna let this say right now that I don't ever want to think about this again, because every time I get reminded of it, it just brings me down. So I'll do it for you, Shadow. You know who you are. I'm not gonna say your name because you told me many times don't say your name on live. So I will do that for you to protect your privacy. But you ask, what was that whole situation with El Jefe? Thank you for making my night even better. You are so full of joy, aren't you? All right. All right. You know what? It's like pulling a band-aid. You got to tell it. Now listen, guys, what I'm about to tell you guys is actually a very personal kind of story. It happened a little while back, so I try not to think about it, but it still sits in my head fresh every time I'm reminded of it. It was at a point where I was at my lowest, but it also kind of found a resurgence in me. So I'm going to tell you the story. Sneed, I've told it to you, and you stop me if you think I'm lying or if you think I'm exaggerating. So a while back, while I was filming the Soundcore Flare reviews and Soundcore headphone reviews, I was having a little bit of fun. I was just calling out a few YouTubers, not in a bad way, in a good way. I had called out El Jefe. I had called out Just Doing Audio, but not in a bad way. I just wanted to collaborate with them, work on a few Soundcore videos, and have a little bit of fun, make some fun content for the viewers. But also shout out Henry. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate the super sticker. Number one, thank you. They didn't respond, which was really typical. I wasn't mad at that. But then one night, I was on another YouTuber's live stream who was one of my friends. I don't know if I should say the name of the person because I don't want to risk the privacy, but they are on the platform. You know them. I think, Carlos, if you're here, you could tell me if it's okay to say their name, if you're still here, Los. But I was watching. I had finished doing the live stream with that person, and I left. I had discussed on the live stream how I would love to do a collaboration with El Jefe, and a lot of people don't know, in the beginning, I used to love El Jefe. He was the reason I started doing audio reviews and why I wanted to push for better quality audio reviews. So then he joined the live stream after I had left, and I was just like, "What? I could have caught him!" And then Tito from Aloha Android, if you guys know Tito, shout out. He was pushing. He was supporting. He was writing in the live chat, and they highlighted it. They were like, "Yo, you should do a collab with Technoid. He's such a great dude. You guys are awesome." And then things kind of went sour. Silva, you were there. You remember. You know what happened. Yep. He not only shut down the request, which wasn't the problem, he kind of just belittled me. He made me feel like I was nothing. Now, he didn't say anything towards me that was derogatory or negative, but he basically, in a paraphrase, because I don't want to decharacter him, I don't think he's a bad person, but he basically said, I don't know this person, and quite frankly, I don't want to know them. And he went on and started talking down upon what I was doing, and basically just made me feel less. It felt like it was a punch in the stomach. That's kind of how it felt when he was describing that night. And Silva, you were there, so you know what he said. It wasn't the worst stuff in the world, but it was the most hurting part in the world, is because that was the moment that I had kind of felt like, and I'm starting to choke up a little bit telling the story. I'm not a man of emotion, but that was the
Well,
one time I felt like your idol, inspiration, somebody you looked up to, and they think less of you.
well, to be honest with you, definitely was not personal. He
Mm-hmm.
is clearly a person who was not in the business of reaching out to anybody in the community. He wasn't. He clearly didn't want to mentor anyone or interact with anyone. So, it's important that you understand not to take that personally.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if that's his character, that's who he is. That's his problem. You hadn't done anything wrong.
Yeah.
I wouldn't feel bad in thinking you did something wrong that made him respond to you. That's definitely not the case. The issue lies within him. And I know you're trying to be a nice guy about it and say, you know, he's not a bad guy, for saying that or whatever. But I mean, let's be honest. I mean, there's nothing cordial, respectful, or courteous about that. And I'll just say this: there are some people on the platform that are very accepting and open to relationships and getting to know people, and some people just are not. And I think that's a situation of what that was.
Yeah, Tito that night also reached out and was trying to cheer me up because he knew how much I really wanted this to work out. And it was a moment. It was like a wake up also, because there is a positive that came out of all this. There was a positive. So when that happened, I was basically at a point and I said, you know what am I doing? If I'm not going to be with anybody, if this is how I feel, like, why should I go on? But then I started thinking and said, you can't just give up because somebody says something. You got to be able to take criticism and got to keep moving forward. And after that night, I found a resurgence in me. I found the driver to keep going. And it made me feel a lot stronger. And it made me feel so confident in the audience and fans that I have that watch me. You guys watch me for who I am and not who I want to try to be. I entertain you guys, and that's the pleasure of it. And that's why I continue to pleasure you guys, and not in that way. Don't twist the words, but I try to entertain you guys. I want you all to have and enjoy a show. I want you all to basically enjoy what I bring. And I got to be honest with you guys, if it wasn't for him talking down upon me like the way he did, I don't think I would be where I'm at now. I have 2.3K subs almost, and I'm happy with that. I'm happy with just one subscriber and one view. But to have so many people believe in me and believe in what I do is the most satisfying payoff. So I kind of got to thank him. If I ever did see him again, I won't bring it up, but all I can say is thank you. I would say thank you for giving me the fire under my, well, I can't curse, but under my butt. Thank you for making me wake up. Thank you for giving me the motivation to push myself to be better. And that's the one thing I will say. If it weren't for El Jefe saying what he said about me that night, I don't think I would be at this top. And I'm not trying to shoot my ego. I don't have an ego. I don't want an ego. But if it wasn't for all that he said, we would not have 3 characters on a screen, enhanced effects. We wouldn't have the dedication of me trying to entertain. But most of all, there would be no Technoid. There would be no entertainment. So thank you for what you said to me. And that's all I'm going to say on that. And I don't want you guys bad-mouthing the man. I don't want you sending hatred. I don't want you guys to say he's a scum, he's this, he's that. No. Be the bigger person. You learn, you move on, you let go.
Yeah, nice job.
Right now, I'm letting go. Me telling the story to you guys is my way of letting go. So thank you guys for being there on my side when I've needed it. Thank you guys for being there for me. But most of all, thank you, El Jefe, for what you said about me. You gave me my motivation back, and I'll always appreciate that. All right, let's get back to reality. No more soap opera. Let's see, who's in the chat? My boy, Gangrene David. Love you, my man. You're like a brother to me. This guy, Sports Fanatics, guys, check him out. If you like New York Jets, New York Jets, I'm just playing. They already get enough hate, so I'm not going to add on to the pile. Check out my best friend, David. You got to check him out. He's great with the Jets. He's great with sports, basketball, wrestling. You got to check him out. Yep, there are plenty of people in this world that are like that. Thank you all for the support. Again, don't worry about gatekeepers. They be like that. Oh, damn. See over with the gatekeeper comment. Whew, wow. I was actually not expecting the gatekeeper kind of tune. So let's see. Any more questions? If anybody else has any questions, write them down because we're running out of time. I don't want to be on here too long because the SMT does have a life and I too have to get back to reality. But if you have any more questions, ask away. I'll be waiting.
QnA.
It's QnA. I feel like I've got to like create a forum where you can write your questions. I got to create like a forum or something for next time so I can read them off list by list by list. You know what I mean?
I do.
We got let's see who else we got. We got Chanel in the house. Let's go.
That's right, brother.
Oh, Silva asks, what about the fight tonight? I am going to be watching it. It's actually very tragic what's going on right now. What? 3 fights got canceled within hours before the card started.
Oh.
And right now it's going to be one of the shortest prelims they have right now. So I am excited. I want to see that. But I don't know. We got to see. Janelle asks, would you work for a wireless carrier in their financial department? Very good question. I don't know per se if it would be a wireless carrier. It would have to depend on if I want to. Because I'll be honest with you, I try to remain as an unbiased person, both in my personal life and in my YouTube life. But if it came down to the financial aspect of it, where you handle the money, the moolah, I'm sure we could probably get a few, but definitely not T-Mobile. And speaking of timing, thoughts on T-Mobile? I feel like everybody's asking me to ask that question. What do I think of T-Mobile? Well, I was a T-Mobile customer. I've been a T-Mobile customer since 2013. We just switched this year. 7 years later, he said, I'll suit up and take that pay for a payday. Oh, Siova. I mean, hey, listen, if you're going to take the payday, I'm going to take the payday. But to answer your question about T-Mobile, in the 7 years that I've had them, they were pretty good. I thought they were not bad. It was the time when John Ledger was coming in. They had just came from being bankrupt to now being a contender. And I was really proud to be with them for a while, with Netflix on us, the way they treated my mother and father as long-term loyal customers since the 90s. They were under a different name, too, back then, before it became T-Mobile. I forgot the name of it. But for me, I had appreciated the added value, and I appreciated everything that T-Mobile was doing. But then when John left, and that was kind of really the beginning of the end. We noticed the cellular performance went down really bad. I couldn't even load up music on Apple Music on LTE. The signals were just, they weren't really good in our area. They kept sending us signal boosters every 6 months, and we were like, why do we need to keep changing signal boosters?
Yeah.
So we kind of got bored with it and went over to Verizon, which I will do a quick speed test right now because we have 5G enabled in our neighborhood. Let's go.
What?
Yeah, and this ain't an icon status. That's the real deal. Not ultra wideband.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's advanced VoRTG LTE just with 5G, but
You got DSS as the
you got
technology.
DSS.
Right.
I'll do a quick speed test for everybody. But I do see potential in T-Mobile. I do talk a lot of crap about them. I do like to make fun of Eugene. Hashtag Eugene alert.
Yeah.
But I do see some potential with them. I do see a lot of potential that they can bounce back. But they have to have the right assets. They have to have the right connectivity. They have to have the right amount of network capacity. But most of all, the one important thing that I think they should be doing and they're not doing is prioritizing long-term customers over short-term. You know, it's one thing to get rid of the old customers, but the long-term customers will buy up your crap. You could never convince them not to switch. They're going to be with you forever. And they were booting customers off the network at one point. They're long-term customers in favor of new ones. And I'm like, that's not going to be a relief because your new ones will probably see how bad it is and they'll leave. At least with your long-term, they were willing to pay for crap. Not saying they are. But I do see some potential. And I really, really do hope that things do get changed. And I really, really hope that they, how would I say this? I really do hope that they get better. Because I would like to go back. Not right now. I'm enjoying the hell out of Verizon.
Yeah,
But
well said though. Well said. You were very optimistic. You know, you sound encouraging, you know, out of all those things. You know, we like the competition. You know, how that would help all customers if every carrier is formidable and offers a good product, and we could choose based on add-ons and perks and value and not have to worry about service and reliability. Those things could kind of be level.
that's a fair point. Absolutely. And I will just say this right now. They got to drop the whole uncarrier promotion. I don't think T-Mobile is uncarrier anymore. And there's nothing anybody in this world will tell me that will suggest otherwise. So I am kind of hoping that they drop that in the next few years. Start including the taxes because that's what you're going to have to get used to and really work on value proposition like we discussed yesterday. Next question we got from Technoid. Do y'all think the Samsung Galaxy S20 FE 5G is going to get Android 11 because they should have Android 11 out of the box? Isn't the FE edition already out or does it have 5G already in it? Oh, you're on mute. My bad.
The FE's out. FE's been out.
Oh, okay.
Maybe it's got an update coming.
Maybe because I
It
know.
says here Android 11, so I know the S20.
Yeah.
Essentially the same phone, right?
Yeah, it
The
is.
S20s are. I know for Verizon, they're starting to get their update. I'm
Yeah,
not sure
people
about
are.
the unlocked models or the other carriers.
You know,
though.
I will say something truthfully. I actually haven't been paying attention to the One UI, Samsung's own software, ever since I
You
switched
used
back
to.
But you know what? I'm going to bring that stuff back because I do believe that I am slacking off. That's what happens when you go back to Apple. But to be fair, I still kind of miss what Samsung was doing. So if it's okay with you, they just released an article about the One UI 3. Maybe we'll take a look at it.
Yeah.
So it seems like with the One UI 3 with Android 11, it is going to bring new designs, enhanced everyday features, and deep customization. A new refreshed design to improve the aesthetics. Okay, that actually doesn't look that bad. the way the home screen is formatted. It's exactly the same, but the colors and the fonts are a lot different. They're very reminiscent. I do like the widgets, but it doesn't feel snappy to me like how it was before. But I do like what they're going for with enhanced everyday features. I do like this. I like the new Google Duo integration. I think that's a really good feature. With customizations, they have multiple different ways that you could customize, which I like. You've got screen time, which was pretty much a nice feature. But again, the one thing they don't talk about, and I could skim through it, is RCS. I don't understand why they won't talk about RCS. Why is Samsung, they make all this Crave and stuff, we're going to bring it, and they're not even bringing it. That was a couple of reasons why I switched out of Samsung to go back to iMessage. I'll wait for you to come back, Sneed, and we'll talk about that a little more. But real quick, just to show you guys the signal in my area, there is my 5G supposed speeds, download and upload. Upload's not that great, but honestly, it's doable. And the download, it's nice. It's actually very nice.
That is really nice. They're doing a pretty good job in your area there. A lot of capacity.
We're on the South Shore, so we're closer to we're closer to New Jersey, so that's a good thing to know. Now I'm going to do a quick Wi-Fi test just to see the differences. Next question comes again from Kaizi. Kaizi says, do you think Samsung will enable eSIM for the S10 and S20 by 2024? Or not? No. I don't
You
think
threw
so.
that in by 2024, man.
That's about the same length as RCS. That is about the same
man.
length as RCS.
So basically, this is not happening, Chief. That's what Kazi's saying.
Can we talk a little bit about RCS?
Yeah, man.
I have been a big pusher of RCS,
Right,
and they still haven't. Okay, time out real quick. That's my Wi-Fi speed. So the download is much faster on cellular, but upload is much better on Wi-Fi for obvious reasons.
That's unusual. I mean, you got files, man. It's pretty good
Yeah,
stuff.
and it's gigabit.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I don't know why there's no push from Samsung to make the One UI with integrating RCS. I don't understand what this rollout process is doing, and even the fans are getting fed up. Look at this. This is on a actual Samsung forum. One UI 3.0 still doesn't got RCS support in messages. The fans are like getting pissed off. See? They're saying like RCS but with Google Messages. How do you know you have RCS on Samsung Messages? I see the change for 3.0 and it's not in there. Go on Google and search how it does, blah, 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 blah. Basically, the fans of Samsung have had enough, and I'm with them on that. Samsung is supposed to be this what is it, innovative leader. They're supposed to be the ones that are innovating. They're the ones that are supposed to be the guider that did foldables and full screen smartphones, but they can't put goddamn RCS in their own messages? Where does the line draw? Where do you draw the line in the sand is my question.
So there's a couple of things playing out here, right? So Samsung has a lot going on. That is a huge company. They make everything. They manufacture displays. They make TVs. They make chips. They make phones. They make tablets. They make fridges.
Mm-hmm.
Like they make all this stuff. They're like LG in a way, right? Like those two companies are similar. The two things that are kind of a pain is them trying to force the issue with Bixby. That's one problem. I think another problem is them trying to distinguish themselves and be the leader in Android when they themselves do not develop Android. So do they want to go, Tizen? Do they want to go Android? Like they're kind of in this limbo because you almost feel like they probably should have gone Tizen already.
Yeah.
They like Google's Google and Android is the best version of Android is actually Google's Android.
Yeah.
It's the smoothest, cleanest, most efficient. It's a lot of those things. But people have gotten used to the Samsung UI and they like it, and the new stuff is better than the old stuff. And it's complicated, right? Like if they were to abandon UI, the Samsung UI, and they were to go, with Tizen, how many people would leave? They'd be like, wait a minute, what do you mean? I just want a Galaxy. Why is it not Android anymore? Like that would be insane. And what if they were to just, force the issue with like, is that crackling for me?
No, that was from my teeth.
Okay. Yeah. Like what if they were to abandon and make a huge switch. I don't know. So you see how like Apple's kind of conservative?
Yeah.
They don't really like to shake things up too fast. So I feel like Samsung's kind of also obligated to kind of tread those waters the same way. They don't really force the issue too much. They're not really as innovative as people think. The only thing they innovated was the pricing. They were like the first company to like go to $1,300 for a phone.
Yeah.
And that's not innovative in a good way, with the exception of maybe Samsung's Pockets, right?
Yeah. And I'm on the Samsung website right now. I'm in the audio department. You know me, I love audio. I'm a crazy guy for audio, but they have a lot of products. They're a multi-different type of company, but for some reason their growth of sales have come from their mobile, and they've started to realize on that, because how many people are going to buy a refrigerator every day? It's not every day you're going to get a refrigerator, but they do like to integrate. They do like to do a lot more, if I would say so myself. They do like to integrate a lot of the Bixby's, but I just do not see Bixby ever being a household name. I don't ever see that being the case. And I really wish Samsung would drop Bixby, because if they were to go in the Google route, or if they had Tizen, then you could push Bixby. If they had used Tizen OS from the get-go, I probably would have said yes. I probably would have said you could make a case, but you can't make a case. Next question from my long-term subscriber, Godzilla Mania. Where have you been? Where have your questions been? I know you've been dying. You always like my show. So where are your questions? I'm surprised. Only one question from you.
Yeah.
He says, what's your thoughts on AKG? How did you know that? I'm going to tell you guys right now, even though I am a huge Soundcore fan, at the core of me listening to products and of audio experiences, I absolutely love AKG. And I don't think there's one person on this earth that wouldn't love AKG.
Good stuff. They make good audio. They
But
really do.
I hate their release cycle. I hate their release target. Because let me tell you guys a little bit something about AKG. AKG, obviously owned by Harman. Harman, the company with many different assets, is owned by Samsung.
Mm-hmm.
Samsung, even though they don't own the products or own the manufacturers, they have a right to distribute the products in a cycle release. They are the ones that allow the AKG products to be released in their own personal schedule.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a problem with that, because AKG should not need Samsung to delegate when they release products. Here, I will show you. This is the AKG website. Or, no, sorry, that's not the AKG website. This is the AKG website. This right here is AKG. You have their latest 1-year-old flagship headphone, the N700 NC M2s, which I am still rocking. I love it. And then you have some older headphones that are just, they're not doing much. They're just sitting there. And right now, as we speak, there are other headphones that AKG have made, and they have yet to come to America. And if you don't believe me, I'm going to pull them all up for you right here. This is the newest AKG headphone, the AKG N400, a wireless pair of earbuds. They are wireless variants with active noise canceling. Not here in America. The most latest one, the Y600, which I think is coming to America, but it's going to take a little while. The Y600, something that I have been wanting to review, but I can't get it. Next one, the N200 NC. So many different variants of these headphones they have remade, but they have yet to release them in America. And I don't understand why. There is so much market share they could grab, but they're not doing it. Also, real quick, shout out Caleb. It is good. It is really good to see you in here. And also, Los, to answer your question, you asked about Harman Kardon. I'm pulling it up right here. The actual company, Harden. For me, that's another secondary. To me, that feels, like it feels like a third-party store where you can buy products. It doesn't ever feel like it's owned. Because if you look at the headphone department, they do have their own, they do have their styles, but it feels way too similar to AKG. But it's supposed to be Harman kind of collaboration. So to answer your question, I don't really kind of see the benefit. Also, guys, Sneed will be back. He is just doing something, so I will take it over from here. But yeah, I love AKG. I really want AKG to really dominate in the audio department. But as long as Samsung has their hands on it and they don't release the products, I don't know when we'll see new headphones. Because I wanted to go all in on AKG before Soundcore. If Soundcore had not been in my use right now, if I hadn't had Soundcore, I would be all in on AKG with the N400s, the N700 NCM2s, which I still use, the Y600. Those are just some of the things that I want, but I can't get them. And if I do buy them, there's going to be no warranty service because they're not even released in America. And to show you guys that they're releasing the Y600, I'm going to show you something real quick, and then we'll take some questions. We'll take some from the live chat. If we go to audio and you zoom in on headphones in the AKG department, I'm going to share screen. What headphone is that? Is that the N700 NCM2s? Is that the N60? No, that is the Y600. It's on their marketing page. It's right there. So they are going to release it, but when? And I think I know why they're not pushing it, because of these. Galaxy Buds, Buds Plus, Buds Live, Buds Pros, and because they have the whole marketing gimmick of sound by AKG, you're never going to see these products ever hit the shelves. You're never going to see it. So that's where I stand on AKG. I love them, but I hate their release cycle. Terrible release cycle. They make great audio sounding products. They are very fine-tuned. They do a lot, but I don't like the way Samsung promotes it. I don't feel like they're AKG. They feel like a Samsung company. And they make some exceptionally great audio products. All right. Now that we move out of the AKG, we've still got time. Ooh. Kaisi asks one of my favorite questions. How did you know I like audio so much? Let's see. It's going to pop up here on StreamYard. Galaxy Bud Plus versus the Buds Live, in your opinion? Very good question. I have been wanting to do a comparison video of the Buds Live and the Buds Plus, but I just couldn't get around to doing it. I will do it eventually, but not right now. But I will say, even though the Buds Live are unique, original, I do appreciate their taking on the market, I would pick the Buds Plus over the Buds Live. Even though there are a few things I like about the Buds Live, I do like the way they're built. It's got a nice 12mm speaker with a bass dust that can enhance the low frequency, all that techie aspects. But I feel like it's not as good as the Buds Plus with the woofer and tweeter. To me, two-way drivers are always going to beat out a one-way driver. I do appreciate the uniqueness in the design. Also, by the way, that red actually looks really nice. I actually was going to buy the blue version. I actually like the blue one. I was going to buy it, but it wouldn't go in my ear. So I'm just going to go Buds Plus. I think the Buds Plus are far superior. There it is. I got the Aura Blue Buds Plus, and you pair that with memory foam, you're going to have a good time. Actually, as a matter of fact, I don't even know if I have it. I actually just got some new Comply memory foam tips for my AirPod Pros, but I actually can't find them. I'll show them off in another video. Alrighty, boys and girls, we are at 48 minutes. We've got 12 more minutes, and then I think we will end this live stream. I think at that point we will then call it a night. So, any last-minute questions you want to ask me, guys? Last minute, ask away, because other than that, we will end the show. Just taking a look real quick at the Buds. We know there is the Buds Pros coming out. We definitely know that. But we don't know much about what else is going on. I love that Aura Blue. There's something about that Aura Blue that just is beautiful. Alrighty, any more questions, boys and girls? Did I miss any? Don't think. Oh, Rob, welcome into the house. Good to see you. I must have missed you were here. He says here that the Z Flips are eSIMs. Well, I think that's the one. But for older phones, I think they should add those into older phones. I really feel like that should be the case. Oh yeah, QnA said, I had been on T-Mobile for 4 years and some months now, but it seems like my LTE is starting to slow down. I didn't went over 50 gigs. Wow. So you're noticing some problems and you don't even go down. Like, you're not deprioritized. I actually didn't know that. That actually is kind of shocking to me. But I'm sorry to hear that, bro. Definitely try. I would say try your best. Try to use signal boosters. Because I don't want to recommend switching away from something that you have if you like it. But if you're noticing there is a problem, I don't know what to say. It looks like my man Kaizi is really active tonight. I've been enjoying you so far. I have been enjoying my PS5. It works really well. Yeah, I haven't been able to open mine, unfortunately. I have not been able to open it. I just had to screw myself in the foot for Christmas. Oh, man. Is it loud? From what I've seen, no. I mean, it does get loud, but not as loud as the PS4. Those fans feel a lot more better. I think the design is a lot better. But from what I've seen, it doesn't get that loud. And that's from my friends owning a PS5. So that's just where I stand on that. Anyway. Alrighty, boys and girls. It looks like there are no more questions coming in. So I think we are going to wrap up this live stream. Alrighty, boys and girls, I think that is where we will draw the line tonight. So for starters, I want to thank all of you for asking your questions. I want to thank you all for taking the time to check me out. Remember, guys, check out Rogue Energy. Use the link in the description. Get yourself the next best energy drink. Use my affiliated link. I help profit for the channel. It helps. Every money goes towards the channel. And if you use my promo code Technoid, you get 10% off. I want to thank Sneed Mobile Tech for joining me in. I want to thank each and every one of you for joining the live stream. Sorry if I wasted too much time telling that story of El Jefe and all that stuff, but I feel great that I let it all out, and it feels great that you guys have been there for me. So I want to thank each and every one of you for joining me tonight. Again, we will do more live streams. Hopefully we can get a lot more questions. But you guys take care. You stay safe. I will see you all hopefully tomorrow. I'll see if I start filming tonight. Take care, everyone. Stay safe, and